Alternative would be a worldwide depression. You know, the stupid people want to have a worldwide depression, and they're stupid people. So you can only go so far. You drive somebody into the ground and a lot of bad things happen. Number one, the Strait would never open because they don't like floating billion-dollar ships up and down a strait when there are rockets flying over them and mines all over the place.
All right, guys.
There's been a big trade in the NBA.
Shalom. First and foremost, son, give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing His word with all faith and sincerity, scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth to you. I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. It's going to be sent around the clips that, you see on the screen. And, the first clip was J.D. Vance being humiliated at the MOU peace talk negotiations with Iran, right? The Iranian delegation refused to even shake his hand, right? Left him there looking silly, shook everybody else's hand, all right? Had him there just looking stupid, humiliated, okay? And in times past, you would have never seen anything like this, all right? The utter disrespect and just lack of care, lack of fear of the United States, aka Babylon the Great, is unprecedented. Okay, and then, in the second video, you see Trump pretty much admitting weakness, saying that they have to get something signed or it's going to be a global economic depression, right? Which is pretty much they tell in all, saying that the U.S. bit off a little more than it can chew. Due to this war in Iran, it's became vulnerable, right? Which is, a serious admission, okay? Because, the region, your allies in the region are wondering why you even did it in the first place, especially if you ain't gonna be able to finish it. But it was all for you to be shown and viewed as weaker, okay? Also, they could, the world could, so you could be diminished in the light of the world. Right, the spotlight is on, and America's looking weak. Okay, you got a nation like Iran, which was, a couple months ago considered irrelevant, now a major regional power, all due to the U.S., fucking with them. All right, so now they're forced to sign a deal that benefits Iran even more, which is ironic, being that the whole purpose of you going in there was to, cast out the current regime, but instead you got an even tougher regime in there, and now you're cutting deals with them that favor them. All right, so there's just a lot going on here on the shores of America, and these citizens don't even know what's going on, man. They're not paying attention. They're distracted, too busy trying to make ends meet, right? Meanwhile, the Lord is completely pummeling America's image on the global stage. Okay, this is Isaiah 14:5. Yahweh Shema Shai have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, right? So that power, right, because that's what the staff represents, power, is no longer there. Okay, nobody's checking for America no more. Okay? Nobody takes them serious, especially due to recent events. Okay? These nations are now more emboldened. Okay? There's been talks of, certain nations in that region doing business deals with Iran without the U.S. involvement. Right? Which is a big, no-no. Because ultimately that means that they're getting ready to depart from any and all ties with America for, the embetterment of their society. So this whole plan of America's, right, Esau Edom's plan over there in the Middle East is backfiring, and it's not going how he thought. Okay? This is Isaiah 14, and it's Isaiah 14:10, right? All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And that's what these nations are wondering. That's what they're saying. They're like, what happened to all these threats that you were given? You're going to wipe out a civilization. What happened to that? Now, you're going against your greatest ally, Israel, right? Sound like you finna abandon them, okay? But then at the same time, they can't get you, or you can't get them to stop what they doing. So who really do you have dominion over? Right? Your own allies don't respect you enough to adhere to what you're calling for. And your enemies don't even respect you enough to acknowledge you in negotiations. So this place is being found to just be a fucking joke. Through and through. Just a joke. Okay, nobody takes it serious. Okay, and the only reason why these nations have not went off the U.S. dollar being a reserve currency is because that digital central bank digital infrastructure hasn't been implemented yet. But best believe when that's implemented, man, all these nations are gonna ditch the dollar, man. Okay, and they know the cat's out the bag. It's no secret that the only thing that's upholding this place is the fact that the majority of the world still uses its currency to trade. But that's coming to an end. Okay, because the reason why they were doing that was because they were afraid of the military consequences. Well, now, these nations are no longer as afraid because they could just follow the same plan and procedure Iran followed or created, right? Iran gave the blueprint, right? Surface to air missile capability, right? Mobile missile launchers, precision strikes. That's how you combat them. Drones and ballistic missiles, okay, is enough to do a lot of damage to the U.S. and deter them from invading your shit and fucking everything up. Okay, not saying that they can't do any damage because, Babylon still has the greatest military, but that weakness has been shown, man. Okay? And this place is not as impenetrable, right? Formidable as it once thought it was. Okay? This is Jeremiah 50 and 23. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation among nations? Right. These nations look at America as a has-been, right? The hammer has now became the hammered, right? All the years of tyranny and going around bullying, right? Playing bully politics, right? Strong arming. Those days have come to an end. Okay? Those days have come to an end. And there's nothing you could do to reverse the momentum. And that's all that he's trying to do now is damage control. But it's too late. Okay? It's too late. It's only going to get worse from here on out. Okay? Once respect is lost, it's hard to get it back. Okay? And everything that's going on in the world that's going wrong can directly be linked back to the U.S. Okay? Which is only creating more and more animosity for this place. All right? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh Shema Shai. Right. And this place has just been a big, middle finger to the Most High. Okay? In its policies, okay, in its religions, in its conduct, okay? Straight up blasphemy. What it did to so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? Straight up, But the Lord, he got something for you though. Got one even better. He's breaking America down, breaking down Babylon and Esau, Edom. His power infrastructure is just waning more and more every day. Okay. This is Isaiah 21 and 9. And behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen, those horsemen in Revelations, right? And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, and the graven images of her gods he hath broken unto the ground. Right, all the ways of this place, right? Democracy, capitalism, right? The economic structure, okay? The way they do business, okay? That's on its way out, okay? These different government policies, these religions, nobody's, about to be adherent to any of that any longer. It's old news at this point.
Do you mind if we smoke a joint here?
No, go ahead, do your thing. Yeah, Salaki. So, with that, I'm give all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Shemel, Shabbat, Shemar, Kakodash, Wa, Baba, and DTA, DTN.